Hey everyone, Morey Croson here, walking through the first 5 steps of the start.
All right, guys, so this is a follow-up to the first 3 steps of the start that we did just the other day. And so just to reiterate some of the things that we talked about, one of the big things that's important is the position of your hands when we're talking about the start, right? So my hand is a little bit out in front of the rest of my body, and the reason I do that is just to make it so I'm nice and balanced, right? So if you don't feel like you have a good balanced position when you're first starting out, then that's definitely something that you want to be able to figure out within your actual start. That's something that you don't want to end up having as a big issue, right? And so from there, we'll just go ahead and get right into the start. That was just a point that I realized I didn't make and I wanted to make here this time around. So first step, boom, getting full extension. Second step, third step. So some of the keys that happen when we talk about the first 3 steps is really trying to stay low, really trying to stay quick, really not trying to get too much overall distance on each step, and instead really trying to focus on being very quick overall. But now once we get to that third step, now we want to be able to start opening up and start getting our spine a little bit higher up. So you can see how my spine goes from being very, very low, my head goes from very, very low in this third step. And if you haven't seen that, the third step video, I'll go ahead and put a link here. And so now when we go to the fourth, then we'll go ahead and start to get the head up a little bit higher, and you're going to really try to keep that extension in the back still, right? We don't want to end up going from a position where you're maintaining a good position in the spine. I'll go from this one, 1, 2, 3, right? So you can see starting to get a little bit more upright, but also still trying to maintain length within the spine in this position. We don't want to end up standing up too much, even though we're going through and getting a little bit taller. But this fourth step is really when you start to open up and really get that knee height a lot higher up. So this is the first one you're really reaching. You still want to end up touching back with the ground, trying to pull it back underneath you, but these are going to be the steps where you end up starting to really stand up in your overall mechanics, all right? So getting the knee probably up to the same height as the hips, really getting full extension back behind you, and making sure that when you're touching the ground still, though, you don't want to end up going, see right here where I'm plantar flexing, you really want to maintain dorsiflexion through this part of the actual run. You can allow that heel to touch the ground here. So see how low my heel gets there? I lose some of the power because I go and point my toe down as I'm going, but what's I am doing is still maintaining a very low contact time, right? So what ends up happening is these first few steps, the contact time ends up being longer, and it really ends up being how fast can you get your contact time to start getting down. So a lot of times what ends up happening is, people, their contact time at the beginning is like 0.18 or 0.16, and within the first 4 steps, you got to be down into 0.11 with how much time that you're spending on the ground, right? Your transition time ends up lengthening here, obviously, because now we're taking longer strides, but your contact time's got to stay really, really low. Once you're getting up into your 5th step, you're going to start to get a little bit higher overall from a spine position perspective. You still want to have your vision down, though. I see a lot of people are after their first 3 steps, they go through, and then they just start popping up after their first few. So you want to slowly rise up here is the key, maintaining your arm swing and really starting to use your arm swing as a way to generate overall power within your core and within your lower body. So the more that you're able to get your arm swing to be fast and powerful and long, the better that's going to translate in your actual run. So if you end up really being short, especially with your extension here, we see a lot of people that drive their arms really far forward a lot, but really don't get the extension needed, right? You really want to get a lot of extension in your spine, because that engages the lats, it engages your posterior chain, and so by being able to get plenty of extension in the arm, it helps you in these first 5 steps and being able to slowly get your spine position upwards rather than really popping yourself up. All right, so that's the first 5 steps of the run. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me, and we do have some Zoom sessions. I've been hitting the Zoom sessions hard because I know a lot of you guys are inside, and everybody's been doing them, has really liked them, really enjoyed them. So if you've been in any of our programs or anything like that, reach out to me about those, and we can see if we can get you a cool deal. All right, we'll talk soon.